term gender is mentioned, many readily attribute it to the women folk who in many societies are challenged and often put in a disadvantaged position concerning the men. As a result, many women empowerment programs are being championed to cushion the effect of this subjugation on women, but this is different in the military. The newly elected national president of the National Council for Women Societies Nigeria has commended the Nigerian Army for taking the lead to promote gender-affirmative action for women through the Armed Forces of Nigeria gender policy that was launched in 2021, which seeks to, among others, ensure 35% affirmative action for women. The national president gave this commendation on Thursday when he led members of the council on a courtesy visit to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, at Army Headquarters, Abuja.
Sir, you will agree with me that a policy is only relevant to the essence of its implementation. Perhaps this visit will offer us the opportunity to hear from you, sir, on the steps of the Army is taking currently to actualize this lifting mission by the full implementation of the Armed Forces of Nigerian gender policy.
The national president also made case for gender equality in the effort to address the longing violence conflicts in Nigeria, which is critical to achieving lasting solutions.
This is particularly important to us NCWS because, just as I have earlier stated, the Council vision is to build on ensuring gender inclusiveness and increased participation of women in decision-making process.
Responding, the Chief of Army Staff congratulated her as the 15th President of the National Council for Women Society Nigeria, pledged to support the National Council as they are willing to work collaboratively with the Nigerian Army.
Because of that importance, because of that difference, that's why we're talking about 35%. We're not talking about 90% or 80%, or whatever. That one speaks that, there is some speciality in what now we as men and women can do. There are areas which are best suited for men. There are areas which are best suited for women. This is universal. This is universal. Even in the advanced armies we look at, these are verifiable, you can check. They are universal concepts. What they can do, women, they can do very well, and we have deployed them there. And now, even in combat also, particularly limited combat, they are deployed. You are aware, some time ago, we deployed our women on Kaduna Abuja Road, and they did very well there. And in other areas also, where they have the skills and competencies, they are also equally deployed there.
In another development, the Defense Headquarters on Thursday said between 19th May to 2nd of June 2022, troops killed at least 35 suspected Boko Haram terrorists, IPOB ESN terrorists during counter-insurgency operations in 6 geopolitical zones in the country. Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Oyoko, made the disclosure at an operational briefing held at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja.
Now we look at Operation Hardin Kai. On 22nd May, troops in conjunction with the civilian joint task force at Amdaga, Ndakaina, Gobara and Goza local government area of Borno State cleared some terrorist hideouts. Also on 23rd May, own troops conducted patrol along Old Mata Road in Marte local government area, recovered a dump truck vehicle which was earlier stolen by the terrorists in February 2021. And troops also rescued 100 terrorist families, including 33 women, and the rest are males. Troops also neutralized 14 terrorists and arrested 15 of them. Now we look at Operation Safe Haven. Theater Command on 21st May graduated 122 local vigilantes trained to assist the security agencies to assure security of the hinterland in Sanga local government area. Furthermore, the commander held peace meetings at its headquarters in Jos with the Mood Fulani stakeholders in order to sustain peace in the area. Now a brief look at Operation Hadar in Daji. Troops in this theater sustained aggressive and clearance operations to deny the terrorists their freedom of movement. Consequently, on 22nd May, following credible information about terrorists heading towards Dampo village in Bakura local government area, troops mobilized and waited for the terrorists, where they made contact and had an ensuing battle. Also on 21st May, following the credible report, troops arrested a notorious foreigner by name Jabe Buba, a terrorist informant at Garoa village in Tambuwa local government area of Sokoto state. Within this period, troops recovered 9 AK-47 rifles, several rounds of 7.62 ammunition, 500 rusted cattle, 20 motorcycles, and rescued 152 civilians who were earlier kidnapped by terrorists. The troops of Operation White Stroke conducted several operations within the period under review. Notably, on 24th May, they responded to a distress call on a kidnapping incident along Road Zakibiam Uba in Benue State. After a gun battle, the leader of the group, one Mr. Odada, and 2 other kidnappers, who were all dressed in military uniforms, were neutralized. The kidnapped civilian, one Mr. Chimobi Omemma, a businessman, was rescued. A distress call was received of a bandit terrorizing villagers at Bowa town in Doma local government area of Nasarawa state. After a hot pursuit by the troops, one Adamu Akure was captured at Ijiwo Junction. Items recovered from him include a locally made pistol, several cartridges. The criminal is presently undergoing interrogations. Also, a notorious gun runner, Mr. Morris Aitu, was arrested after a raid at his residence in Abirisi town in Guma local government area. Also arrested his wife and accomplice, one Mr. Julius Aseni. Passes on Operation Octopus Grip, where the troops have sustained pressure on economic saboteurs and other criminal elements, which has significantly reduced the freedom of movement of all oil thieves within the area.
He noted that within the period under review, troops of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies conducted various land, maritime and air operations, which yielded attendant successes in the various theaters across the country. This was added that troops also rescued 100 terrorist family members, which included 33 women. Olayemi Eson for Spy TV.